After gym class, I opened my locker and saw a note taped inside. Check your backpack, then meet in the east stairwell in 2 minutes or I call police. I opened my bag and saw a handgun. I freaked out. I had 90 seconds to make it to the other end of the school before being reported. I sprinted, and when I reached the east stairwell, a kid was waiting for me. I recognized him instantly. The rich kid. He had no friends and always posted videos of guns and school bombings, but nothing was done because of his family's money. He told me, "You're Mr. Rick's lab aide. You have the key to the chemistry storage room, right?" I nodded. He smiled. "Good. Open it during next period and walk away." I wanted to tell him no, I wasn't doing it, but he pulled out his phone and typed 911. I knew I had no choice. 5 minutes later, I was in class and raised my hand, telling Mr. Rick I needed to go organize the storage room. He smiled wide and gave me a thumbs up, and I walked to the storage room. I scanned my key and opened it, but then I decided not to walk away. I slid behind the back shelf and waited because I needed to know what this was about. A few minutes later, the door opened, and instead of the kid, it was Mr. Rick. He walked in carrying an empty briefcase and started pulling bottles off shelves. Potassium nitrate, sulfur, metal powders. My stomach dropped because those were the chemicals needed to make bombs. But why would he be taking them? And why did the kid send me to open this door? I thought about it and then realized Mr. Rick had massive gambling debt. He always joked about needing a second job. The kid's parents were rich. Rick was getting paid to make him a bomb. And then something else hit me. My name was on the access logs of the storage unit, not Mr. Rick's. Meaning, if anyone noticed the missing chemicals, the system would point to me. I was only here to take the fall. Rick locked the briefcase and walked out without seeing me, but I slipped out and followed. At the end of the corridor, I saw him meet the kid and show him the briefcase. The kid laughed, and Rick held up 5 fingers. They walked into the nearest empty chemistry lab, and I crept up to the door. I looked in and saw them combining the chemicals from the briefcase. I was now certain they were making a bomb. I sprinted to the principal's office, bursting in and telling him what was happening. I didn't care if they found the gun anymore. This was more important. He hit the emergency button, and 2 security guards responded immediately. All of us ran to the lab, and right as we got there, Rick and the kid were coming out with the briefcase. They saw us, and their faces went pale. They tried to walk away, but the guards grabbed them and forced them back into the lab. The principal pointed at the briefcase. "Open it!" Rick shook his head. The guard pulled out a gun and aimed it at Rick. Rick went even whiter and put in the code. Everyone tensed, expecting a timer. Instead, we saw 5 handmade fireworks shells packed in foam. "His father asked me to make fireworks for his birthday," Rick said. "It's not a bomb." Everyone exhaled, but then the kid spoke. "What? No, I told you I was gonna set them off in class." The guards tackled him.